Hey everyone, Steven the Salon Guy here, and today I've got a new tutorial for you all. Today is going to be focused on haircutting and texturizing techniques, especially for you guys or even women with really short hair. And if you need that time to maybe do this yourself, or maybe how to explain something to your stylist when you want a little more of an edgy cut, I'm gonna show you the secrets and the tips on these techniques. So let's get started. All right, so let's talk about what tools you're going to need. Here is a razor. This is called a feather razor, and most of the time professionals have these. If you're just a client at home and you're not a professional, you might not have this tool, but it's basically a razor and it's got guards on it here, and I highly suggest having a professional do this, and also getting your hands on this might not be the easiest, but this is a feather razor and this is great for texturizing. Next, we've got a thinning shear right here, and this is that scissor that you see when people are using on your hair. If it's really, really thick, it's got these different notches in it, which means it's not cutting everything in one solid chunk, but it's actually removing weight from the hairs. This is really good for thinning and also adding some texture. And finally, a basic pair of shears right here. There's different varieties of lengths for shears. These are, again, professional shears, and I get a lot of people asking, can I do this at home myself with any shear? You can try it, but I don't recommend it. But if you have something at home, that's not really the worst, but that can cut pretty decently, it's relatively sharp, you can still get away with doing this. So these are some of the tools I'll be using. So let's get actually into the techniques. Okay, so the first technique, I'm going to be using my shears. And there's a variety of ways you can do this, and this is definitely a bit more advanced. But if you're trying this for the first time, be very, very careful. So what you want to do is you want to look at where you want most of the texture, whether it's right in the front, whether it's in the back. And what you want to do is actually take hair, like chunks like this, and you can twist them around. Now the key is when you come in this way with the shears, you don't want to chomp down on it like this. You do not want to point and chomp down, because you'll take too much hair and you might even cut yourself in the scalp area or your fingers. What you want to do is you take a piece, you can twist it like this, then you can move your hand out of the way, or you can keep your hand here, and you want to come in like this, and then on the way out is when you're closing the shears. Okay, so you're taking little chips like that into the hair. And what you want to do is go throughout the entire head wherever you want the texture to be. And this is just simply creating shorter pieces on that strand that you're holding. This is great for adding a lot of separation, good texture, and if your hair is really, really thick, this is definitely going to help you when it comes to getting a little more movement and removing some of that weight in your hair. Another technique is with the shears again, and this is a point cutting technique. So what you're doing is you're going to close the shear on the way up like this, but what you're doing is you're literally point cutting into the hair this way, and you're just taking little chunks out of the hair. You're not coming in and closing right on the hair and getting rid of, say, all of this. You're actually closing and using your thumb like this on the way up. So I'm just going to zoom out a little bit here, and you can see, so I'm putting the shear down and closing on the way up like this. And you can do that throughout the entire head, just like this. Again, don't go too close to the scalp, because you might end up cutting the scalp. You don't want to do that, but you want to get it probably halfway down into the hair like this, so it's not just in the very, very ends. But you don't want to go too deep into the hair, because it will actually make it probably a little bit too thin, and you could risk cutting yourself or cutting your scalp. Next up, we're using the razor, and again, this is a method where you can twist the hair like this, and what you're going to do is you're going to come on top of the hair shaft like this, and you're going to make little notches like this. So you're kind of scraping off the top level, the top layer of hair, and you're just going to work the razor on the hair shaft like that while it's twisted, and then you're going to let go. You can also do a notching technique where you literally just, with the point of the razor, notch into the hair by holding a piece of the hair and notching into it, section by section. And you can do this throughout the whole entire head. And again, this is going to create very, very good dimension and very, very good texture. Just be careful not to take too much off, because you don't want to thin the hair too much, or use this on really, really curly hair and damaged hair. You want to really, really have pretty good healthy hair to do this. But what this does is it creates a lot of texture into here and also does help remove some weight. And last but not least, we're using the thinning shear. As you can see, it's got the different notches on it like this, so it's not a straight blade. And with a lot of these techniques, it requires just twisting the hair and then going in and cutting that particular section that you're holding. So let's take a section here right in the very front. As you see, I'm twisting it, which means I'm twisting it to get a really bulky piece right here. And then we'll go in and we'll just chomp like that on it. Take your next section. We're going about halfway down and then creating one little chomp like that. Take a nice section right here, twist it, and a chomp halfway down like that. And what that does is it creates shorter pieces within the longer pieces, and again, also helps remove that weight as well. You can do that throughout the entire head. Twist it and cut. Twist the hair and cut. And do this throughout the entire head. One thing you want to be careful is you don't want to go way down here like this towards the scalp, because you will end up taking way too much hair and you'll have little pieces that stick up like this. Because most of the time you want the texture to be from, I'd say, about here up this way, all right? And if you want more of a thinner look on the ends, you can actually cut like this on the very, very tips to get a thinner, more piecey look, in case you guys are looking for that and you're wondering how to get that really piecey kind of edgy look on the ends. Just take the thinning shears and cut towards the ends, just like this. And it adds a lot more finer texture and pointy, see, like this? And that's how you achieve that look. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I hope you all got something out of this. Remember, if you're a professional, this is something that you really should learn, especially when you're doing a lot of men's haircuts and shorter haircuts. And if you're a client at home or trying this on your own hair, be very careful, and I wish you the best of luck, but hopefully you guys got something out of this. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time for more tutorials with a salon guy. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching my videos. It really means a lot to me. Don't forget to like, leave comments, and also subscribe. So as you can see here, I've got celebrity interviews, I've got event coverage, and also more tutorials. So don't forget to subscribe and keep watching.